Agricultural group commends Governor Ayade for solution to farmers-herders clashes. Residents in gully erosion ravaged communities cry out for help. Nigeria Governors Forum rejects travel ban, says it's arbitrary stigmatization. Plus, President Buhari writes Senate seeking passage of 2021 Finance Bill as Senate begins consideration. Good evening and welcome to the news. Leaders of a group which cuts across various ethnic groups and cultures in Nigeria oil and solid minerals producing areas have lauded Governor Ben Ayade for proffering a lasting solution to the conflicts between farmers and herders in the country with what he describes as the king grass. This was when the group visited him in Government House, Calabar. Paul Abel reports.
The giant king grass is Governor Ben Ayade's solution to permanently resolve the conflict between farmers and herdsmen, which has been ongoing for several years, leading to destruction of lives and property. The giant king grass, after planting, gets matured within a short period of time and can serve as pasture for cattle, which will curtail the nomadic lifestyle of cattle rearers as well as reduce incessant clashes with farmers.
What I think is a deliberate recalibration of the equation and ask myself, if indeed open grazing is coming with its attendant consequence, the sociology and anthropology unacceptable, we must find a way to create a mix and balance between the herders and the farmers. And that's the essence of being a leader. So before I passed the crossover law, I decided to pull back and find a solution. And that's why in crossover, we're coming with an open grazing management law.
This, the group says, is novel, deserving commendation as the governor is not only interested in enacting the anti-open grazing bill, but also creating a balance for nomads to have pasture for their animals.
We want to thank the governor and people of Cross River State because the issue of herders farmers crisis could have rocked this country, and the solution came from Cross River State.
Governor Ben Ayade was also applauded for his agricultural transformation policy, and the people of Cross River State urged to work with him to achieve desired goals for the state. In Calabar, Paul Abel, Nta News.
The devastation caused by gully erosion in Nigeria is worrisome as its continuous expansion encroaches into residential area, affects economic life of the people, and exposes residents to death, while also leading to loss of land and vegetation. Udwab Etam reports that the phenomenon, if left unchecked, may be disastrous, as the sites in some parts of Calabar, the Cross River State capital, have now turned into ravines, inducing fears on residents and others who have anything to do around the areas.
The gully erosion sites at Ikon Kebre, Edereyo Street in Ikore Fangamkwa community in Calabar municipality are in the devastating situation, which captured the attention of Nta Calabar, has been since 2007 and has continued to expand at an alarming rate. Investigation reveals that many people have fallen into the gully and sustained various degrees of injury, while some even lost their lives. Houses are of their various stages of destruction, even as others have been displaced.
We are suffering. A lot of people look at on like this. Somebody told us about a twin flat here, over there, a two-bedroom flat. As at last month, that the last this thing just fell, and then it took the building. And then the people living here, we are very much afraid.
They have taken so many houses. Landlords now are tenants. People are really weeping. They are taking life as well.
Similar situation is also experienced at Ayoeta Street by Old Odopani Road axis, as residents are lamenting the devastating effect of the gully erosion on them, while also appealing for relevant agencies for urgent intervention.
Where people are supposed to come from other places to get the business that you have on ground here, It is very, very impossible because of the gully. And that is why we run to federal government to help us.
Well, it's actually affecting our activities because even those who are tenants around this vicinity, they can't drive in. We want the government to intervene.
These residents are appealing to governments at all levels to, as a matter of urgency, pursue issues of ecological challenges seriously at an early stage to avoid disaster already being experienced. Effort to get relevant agencies' reaction to this development was not successful. In Calabar, Uduak Etam, NTA News.
Prices of consumable goods, foodstuff, building materials and other items have continued to increase despite the drive by federal government to boost food sufficiency through agricultural development. Correspondent Benny Achibong was at the markets to assess the situation ahead of the festive season and reports that business owners and consumers attribute the current trend of inflation to transport issues and other cost-push factors as buyers are at the receiving end.
The price of food and other essential commodities are surging in the midst of a third wave of COVID-19 as the price of key staples such as rice, gari beans, and others are soaring high due to several factors, of which include lockdown occasioned by COVID-19 pandemic, unfavorable climate conditions, as well as transport and road constraints.
The challenges of high cost of things, no money to buy things because you go back to buy the same thing, the amount has increased. Bad road.
You will go to market today, you will hear another price. By the time you go again, it's times 2.
These are some of the concerns of traders.
A very greatest surprise, being that they used to say is prisoner that used to eat beans. Beans now is 1 cup 150 naira. How can have 5 children be able to afford beans of 150 a cup?
Even palm oil that we do produce ourselves, you cannot see palm oil for 200 naira again. Before you can get a palm oil naan is 500, 400.
Now gari is 7,005 for a basin, and the measurement is 4 cup. Now, why it's supposed to be 5 cup?
As the cost of most foodstuff continue to increase, the question that comes to mind is, how do people fit well without compromising quality, flavor, or nutrition?
Every day, government come here to collect ticket and some tax, but they never one day come to shops to ask us how much you need to support your business.
Please, we are open and we are believing on the government that they should try and intervene. Firstly, we are hearing about this Calabar to road that is very bad. It's also affecting the transportation is high.
People are dying. Masses are dying. Let the government look into it and come to rescue the people.
Business operators and consumers are appealing to appropriate government authorities to bring out and implement policies to change the narrative and make life meaningful for the people. In Calabar, Benny Achibong, NTA News.
On legislative matters, President Muhammadu Buhari has written to the Senate seeking the consideration and passage of the 2021 Finance Bill, which is expected to guide implementation of 2022 budget. In a letter addressed to the President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, the President says that the bill, when passed into law, will help support the 2022 budget of economic growth and sustainability that is presently before the National Assembly awaiting passage. President Muhammadu Buhari is optimistic that a bill which proposes various amendments to existing laws and financial regulations in response to the negative impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic on the economy and the current recession will enable governments to carry out radical reforms in finances. Meanwhile, the Senate has begun the consideration of the Finance Bill 2021. The Money Bill has passed second reading and seeks to introduce sweeping changes to tax laws covering 7 different tax laws. The executive bill, among other issues, seeks to enhance domestic revenue mobilization efforts to increase tax and non-tax revenues. It also provides that pension contributions no longer require the approval of the Joint Tax Board to be tax deductible, that banks will request for tax identification number before opening bank accounts for individuals, while existing account holders must provide their tax identification to be able to continue operating their accounts. The Nigeria Governors Forum has rejected the recent stigmatization of countries from the new variants of COVID-19, also known as Omicron, by the World Health Organization, leading to a travel ban for fear of widespread. A statement by the forum described actions of Canada and United Kingdom inclusion of Nigeria on the list of banned countries after few cases of Omicron as unfair and discriminatory, and laments the non-listing of high-risk and infectious countries. The forum appealed to World Health Organization to intervene as global leaders are strengthening response capacity to dreaded variants through enhanced vaccination and compliance with non-pharmaceutical measures. You're still watching the news, reaching you live from the studio of Nta Calabar. We have more reports for you after this time out. Please stay with us. Welcome back to the rest of the news. 10 years of uninterrupted broadcast to Nigerians and beyond in Igbo, Hausa, and Yoruba languages have been described as a major feat in sustaining the rich cultural heritage of Nigeria and her people. The Director General, Nigerian Television Authority, Yakubu Ibn Muhammad, gave the commendation while declaring open a 3-day event to mark Language Channel 10 anniversary. Ikechukwu Ndukwe reports.
Dances are one of the ways of expressing joy. The Language Channel is 10 and is rolling its drums to celebrate staff, management and the public for their roles in supporting broadcast in the languages.
We are working towards making NTA language the #1 platform on the NTA family to reckon with.
Director General, Nigerian Television Authority Yakubu Ibn Mohammed, who paid glowing tribute to former Executive Director Programs Bello Sule for pioneering the Language Channel.
The moment you see them, without even being told, you say this man is going to speak in Yoruba. If you look at the Igbo channel, the moment a newscaster comes, even before uttering the word, you know the medium of communication is going to be Igbo, due for the host channel. So that is its distinctive identity. You've done well. We have done well in the past 10 years, but let's not be deceived. There is a long way to go.
There were goodwill messages from some executive directors, director multi-channel and heads of language channels. In Abuja, Ikechukwu Ndukwe, NTA News.
Journalists in Akwa Ibom State have been told to play roles expected of them within state ethics of the profession and deliver their reportage with a sense of social responsibility to sustain Nigeria's democracy. Stakeholders in the pen profession and other authorities highlighted these expectations at the 2021 Press Week of the Nigeria Union of Journalists in Akwa Ibom State Council. A former IPOJ reports.
Politics, national unity and the quest for credible elections in 2023, the role of journalism dominated the discussions at the 2021 Press Week lecture of the NUJ Akwa Ibom State Council.
The need to set agenda that will enhance confidence in the society. The need to set agenda that will give the public an opportunity to be part of the credible electoral process. they need to also set agenda that will enhance national unity.
Recognized as a vital component of any democratic setting, journalists in Akwa Ibom State are expected to set the agenda for the next general elections within the ethics of the profession and with a high sense of social responsibility.
The chief goal for all of us is the sustenance of our democracy.
Relevant authorities, including the Akwa Ibom State Deputy Governor Moses Ekpo, sue for a purpose-driven media community that will pay premium attention to national unity and peace.
I want you to be encouraged to have access to the information that will enable you give adequate, proper, and accurate reporting.
And moving on to sports, ahead of the 2022 African Cup of Nations scheduled for Cameroon in January, NTA and Afro Sports have signed official agreements to televise all matches of the AFCON live to Nigerians. Oche Mbede has details.
As the dust settles on major sporting event for the year 2021, the excitement and expectation switches to Africa in anticipation of the 33rd CAF African Cup of Nations taking place from the 9th January to the 6th February 2022 in Cameroon. To bring this excitement to the common Nigerians, the Nigerian Television Authority, who has always been in the forefront of providing coverages for defining events, officially signed an agreement with Afro Sport, the broadcast right owner to the 2022 AFCON, to televise live matches of the games.
I would like to assure you that we in NTA will justify, very ably, the confidence you have so much reposed in us. So we thank you very much, and we look forward to a very successful, to another successful, outing, this time between Afro Sports and NTA.
African Cup of Nations is the largest sporting event on the continent, and we're happy to bring it back to the largest broadcaster on the continent.
24 African teams, including the Super Eagles of Nigeria, will be looking to participate in the prestigious football tournament as NTA takes up the stage once again to beam it to millions of sport fans. In Abuja, Oche Mbede, NTA News.
An ethno-cultural group has commended Governor Ayade for solution to farmers' herders' clashes. Residents in some parts of gully erosion ravaged communities in Calabar have lamented the developments, appealing for help from relevant authorities. The Nigeria Governors Forum has rejected the travel ban imposed on the country over the spread of Omicron virus. You also heard in the news that President Muhammadu Buhari has written to the Senate seeking passage of the 2021 Finance Bill as Senate begins consideration. That's all on the news. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful time.